Hi friends, welcome to the part 14 of the series. In this video, I am going to talk about some quick tests that you can do to eliminate wrong answers from a set of answers for a given multiplication problem. Link to the previous video is in the top right corner. In this video, I am going to talk about 7 such techniques: checking ones digit, checking tens digit, checking hundreds digit, checking digit sum, remainder theorem, approximation and range. After removing all the wrong answers, if there is only one answer left, then you can mark it as correct. These tricks save a lot of time in competitive exams where you have to solve lots of questions in a short amount of time. The purpose of such exams is not to test your ability to calculate, because in real life situations like in shops and banks, calculators and computers are used to ensure that numbers are correct. The purpose of these exams is to check if you have learned other surrounding concepts that help in identifying potential mistakes quickly without doing the actual calculation. The key phrase here is without doing the actual calculation. If you find yourself doing the actual calculation, then it means that you have missed the point. So your mindset should be to avoid doing the full calculation and focus on using quick test techniques. So with that, let's start. So the first technique is ones digit. Checking ones digit. So if two numbers are A and B, and if you multiply them and you get C, then ones digit of C can be found out from ones digit of A and ones digit of B. You multiply those two numbers together and you take the ones digit of that, and that will be same as the ones digit of C. So let's take an example. Suppose A is this and B is this, then ones digit of the answer is going to be ones of this number, which is 6, and ones of this number, which is 7. So the ones of 42, which is 2. If in the given set of answers only one number has 2 in the ones digit, then you can straight away pick that as correct answer. Now let's move to second technique, which is tens digit. Here again, if we take the same example, A times B equals C, then tens of C can be found out by two rightmost digits of A and two rightmost digits of B. So if you multiply them together and you take the tens of that, so it will be same as the tens of C. So again, let's take the same example. So here tens of C is going to be, so 76 from here and 47 from here, and then you multiply them together. So here we will do the cross product first for tens place, and then we will take the carryover from the multiplication of 6 and 7. So if we add them together, we get 49 plus 24 plus 4, which is 77. Ones digit of that is this 7. So tens of C will be 7. So if in the set of answers, if there is only one number which has 7 in the tens place, then you can straight away pick that answer. So now here the rest of the numbers are irrelevant. It doesn't matter what do you have beyond the rightmost two digits, because those numbers don't play any role in finding out the tens place of C. So now let's take the third case, checking the hundreds digit. Again we take similar example. So here we have to take three rightmost digits. We take the same example. So here we are taking three rightmost digits, and the rest of the numbers are irrelevant. So here this part is the cross multiplication for the hundreds position, for the hundreds place value. This is the cross multiplication for the tens value. This is the cross multiplication for the ones value. So we have to take carryover from ones place and then tens place, and we have to add it to the hundreds place. So ones of 81 is 1 and this one is 77. So tens of that is 7. So which means 8. So hundreds place of C should be 8. So in the given set of answers, if there is only one answer that has 8 in the hundreds place, then that should be marked as a correct answer. Digit sum of a number is you repeatedly add all the digits of a number until you have a number between 1 and 9. So for example, the digit sum of 753 is 7 plus 5 plus 3. Again we will repeat it, so it will become digit sum of 1 plus 5, which is 6, and it is between 1 and 9. So 6 is the answer. If you add 9 to any number, the digit sum of the number remains the same, which also means that all the multiples of 9 have the digit sum of 9. So let's do some more example to understand the digit sum. So suppose we have to find the digit sum of 318279. So we can ignore 9 in all its form. So 1 plus 8 is 9, so we can ignore this. 2 plus 7 is 9, so we can ignore this, and 9 we can straight away ignore. 9 is going to be only 3. Let's do one more example. 8, 1, 2, 6, 3, 4, 2. So 1, 2, 6 make 9. So we can ignore it. And then 3, 4 and 2 make 9. So we can ignore that as well. So we will be left with only 8. Now let's do the test. All those given answers where the digit sum is not same as 2, we can straight away mark them as wrong answers. Now let's take the fifth case, remainder theorem. So again we will take the example of A, B and C. So let's do the example. So if we take the remainder of R with respect to 100, then here we can also take positive or negative remainder. Remainder of this number is going to be minus 4, because here it is 96, which is 4 less than 100. In the same way, this is minus 8. So which means that R must end with 32. Now let's do it with 1000. The remainder for this number is going to be minus 4, because it is 996 here, and here it is going to be minus 8 because it is 992 here. So if you multiply the same way, we get 32, but since we are doing the division with 1000, so it will become 032. So in this case the result will end with 032. Now let's take the sixth technique, which is approximation. So suppose we have to multiply these two numbers. So we can quickly see that this number is very close to 8000 and this number is very close to 250. So if we multiply 8000 with 250, we get 2 million. So we can quickly see which number is very close to 2 million. If there are many such answers, then we can do further calculation to rule out the wrong one and pick the right one. So this number becomes 11k, this becomes 24k, in total it is 35k. So any number which is 35k less than 2 million we can look for, in case there are more than one numbers which are very close. So again this number will end with 132. Now let's take one more example. So here one number is slightly less than 40,000 and the other number is slightly more than 6,000. So these two numbers together make 240 million. Then one number is going positive, the other number is going negative. So 215 times 6,000 is 1290k, which is 1.2 million, and 40,000 times 109 is 4.36 million. So which is roughly 3 million. So we have to add 3 million to it. So it becomes 243 million. Now finally, we will talk about range. So suppose we have to multiply these two numbers. This thing is less than 8k, this thing is less than 1.25k. So the answer should be less than 10 million. So it will be a 7-digit number with 9 as the leftmost digit. Similarly, if we take another example, here it is 8 and this thing is more than 1.25. So this thing is going to be an 8-digit number where the leftmost digit is going to be 2. So this completes all the 7 techniques I talked about in the beginning, and it also completes the video. I hope you liked it. In the next video, I will talk about integer multiplication in computers and how it is different from mental calculations, and that will be the last video in this series. So see you in the next and the final video of the series. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and please hit the like button and bell icon. Enjoy.